Welcome back, fans and friends, for this upcoming video. I have for you a little bit of an older one, not too old though, both car and series. This is the Greenlight GL Muscle, Series 25, Mercury Cougar Eliminator. This is 1969. So I have done quite a few of these cars. I have the 1970 here. That was from the Barrett-Jackson. And I have this one here, which was actually from the series after this one. So they do their diligence in terms of hammering these things out. I imagine they want to reuse the molds to get the most value out of their product and product placement. So quickly going over, it's obviously Series 25. There's the GL Muscle, standard for quite a while actually, and the 8 Plus 164, and we all know it contains one Type S vehicle. We can see that it's not really important, but the stamping of this case itself is a little bit, let's just say, uneven. And limited edition. So how we know it is a limited edition is it will have a number usually printed. Sometimes I think it's right there, but it's printed in the white on the silver, so it creates a problem if you want to read it through the package. So far it looks okay. I don't see any misprints. We can see Eliminator written on the side there, Cougar back there. Just the tires, we can sort of see the Greenlight special there where it's higher on the left, and M2 does this as well, so it's not just Greenlight. It's I don't know how difficult it is to get that perfectly in there, but here we are. We cannot see any of the other side, so there's just that. So far from the front, seems to be done very well. There's a tag on the front there. I think that's the Cougar symbol, which happens to be absent from both of these vehicles. So that's fairly unique with this one, not probably with all of them, but when I take it out, we'll take a look at that little thing forward over there. So just going to the back, and one of the other Greenlight staples, they don't do it with all of them. They don't do it with the Hollywood series. It's very difficult on the new showroom floor series, but you have every vehicle that comes in this set. So the only two I regret missing are this one here, the Dodge Coronet. I have an M2 base Super B Coronet, but I don't have one as early as 67. And the Dodge Durango SRT, which would be the Hemi-powered SUV. This I've already done in terms of the Blue Mach 1. Otherwise, I think it's exactly the same. So, and there's the, obviously, collect the whole series in China, and because they list the car names here, they have to put them, the manufacturers, down here. So once again, they've done the big 2.5 because Dodge is a brand of Chrysler, and then Ford and GM are the two main brands. And the BF Goodrich, as we saw on the tires of this car, are BF Goodrich, so they have been labeled. So there's the production date, 13321, and then the 14562 WB. Everything else seems to be in order again. Once again, 8 Plus 164 Series 25, in case we forgot from turning it over. And I will just go ahead and take this thing out of its packaging, because that's the whole point. And so just to point out, the Eliminator I have is not a Cobra Jet. It is just advertised as a base Eliminator, while the yellow one there is the Barrett-Jackson 428 Cobra Jet engine, and the XR7G for GTE, which is the black Mercury, and it doesn't want to come out of its packaging. It's a little bit flimsy here, so it was catching on the wheel. It doesn't appear to want to roll very well, so I will have to, we'll start with the bottom, I guess, because see how easily that wheel rolls, and then this one doesn't want to move. I will take a look at it a bit later. Anyway, we'll just start from the bottom, since I already have it out here. And it's upside down. Oh, soft pause is shifting the desk. We have there 13321 and 14562 WB. And 1969 Mercury Cougar Eliminator. No mention of the Cobra Jet, so just to point that out. I do not see the limited edition number, but I will go over reflection. And you can see there it says Cobra Jet 428 CJ. Not a Super Cobra Jet, just a regular one. So I'm just looking for quickly the limited edition number, and despite the fact that it says limited edition on the packaging, there's a bit of a mispaint there. It does not appear to have a limited edition number. So there's a couple of paint defects there. You can see right there and there. It's the underside of the car, so nobody really cares. Other than that, I will have to pop the wheel out to level it because it does not appear to be level. We're just going to go over quickly how identical these two undercarriages are. And again, identical. And we have there the GL161A. I forgot to look, GL161A. And finally, GL161A. So this is essentially just a recasting. We will find out how much of a recasting when I pop the hood. So this here as well, I believe, is also fairly unique. Just the back middle. This one has the little mountain lion. As we know, this is a Mercury Cougar. But this one just has like it just says Cougar in the middle. And it is part of a hood ornament decoration. So it's very different from those two. And just moving to the side, we have Eliminator, Cougar, as I called out before. The gas cap I did not see on the other side. Usually the Fords have them. If it's not right in the back, it's on the driver's side. Not always, but most of the time. And we can see that the wheels on this side, except for a little bit there, are done plainly and easily. Just moving to the front, it is in fact nicely and well done. You can see how large it is, clear and easy to see. It does not appear to have any the license plate is blank, but it does not appear to have any mispaints. A bit of a gap there, but hopefully that means the hood will pop out easily. It does not. Anyway, there's the wiper for the front windshield, painted in instead of just etched. Windshield nice and clean, just not contrasted very well. I've brought this up where they put a black interior with the blue, and if it's not, like you can see the contrast with my hands, now the cabin is easy to see. So other than that, the left side is identical to the right side. We go to the back. Already I've covered the spoiler. Actually, for once, is done really well. It is a little bit droopy in the middle, but it does not appear to be uneven otherwise. So a little bit of I don't know, we've talked about this before with the plastic on Greenlights. You can see there it looks like it's been scraped. There's nothing like that on the front windshield. You can just see the difference right away. So other than that, I will just quickly do the roll test. If it needs to be fixed, I'll fix it. If it doesn't need to be fixed, I won't fix it. So the hood does open. It takes a little bit of work because the two Mercuries here, they have a little what I call the front tooth, the buck tooth. It allows you to open it really easily. This Mercury does not have it whatsoever. As you can see, it's nice and flat. And as we can see also, the engine is a little bit different from the others. Just a little bit. It looks a little bit like that on there, but obviously they've done some changes to it. Where the V is blue instead of all black, and the oil pan on the top is all blue instead of a mix of silver lining with black and blue underneath it. So the engine is in fact a little bit different, plus they have painted this silver, while they have not painted this any color, nor this engine is just a very different engine, so I can't really say did they do this, did they do that. That appears to be the same though. That little silver part is here, but it's painted black instead of silver. So is this worth it? I would say, you know what, I've become a fan of the car, so if I see it, I'm going to buy it. But there we have it. I don't need to do any repairs whatsoever. It does wobble a bit, but it does roll. So I would have it roll and wobble rather than not roll and not wobble. And for once, you can see that they've painted both sides of the support struts for the hood the same color. As you can see on the Eliminator, this is the showroom version, by the way. They have not. But they have painted the front of the license plate, while they have not done here. And they have not done here, but the Barrett Jackson obviously has had it painted. So there's that sort of mismatch where this one does not appear to have any license plates whatsoever. Oh, I apologize. There's one on the front there. There is no rear license. Oh, there's just nothing painted on it. So that's the major difference. So if you don't mind getting another model, I'm not forcing anybody to do anything. This one is not terrible. It's different enough. Like I said, the hood is different from the XR7G. The hood is very different from the other Eliminator. So these two cars, except for the Cobra Jet and the fact that this is a showroom vehicle, These two are both Eliminators. This is 1969, this is 1970, I believe. Yes, 1970. Corbusier engine, and this is just the plain Eliminator. I will have to look up what specific engine this is. It might be a 390 or just, I don't know. I'm not going to say. I don't want to have that 10,000 comments saying why I don't recognize the engines by now. I do have two more Mercuries though. I have the 390 from M2 and the XR7G from M2, so I can pull those out later on and compare them to these Eliminators. However, for the most part, as you can see, the scaling is nearly identical. However, the bodies are slightly changed, and obviously I've brought it up before, the hood is different. So if that's enough for you to want out and go buy it, or you just like blue instead of yellow and black, I personally like this one a lot. I think it might be my favorite Mercury. It has... So the hood wants to come here, but it will stay up. I do like the engine detail on that. I do like this one. The only major issue with this one I had was that little yellow there that I still haven't covered up. All three of them roll. So for the most part, you're not going to have too much of an issue with Greenlight in terms of their Mercuries. All the undercarriages are exactly the same, but you've made minor changes to the frame. As we can see, there are no points here mounting for the spoiler, which these two vehicles have. Although this one is very plain and this one is very fancy. So there you have it. I apologize for the long-winded video. I just happened to grow to like these vehicles more or less. Most of them from Greenlight. I do have, like I said, a couple of them from M2. And those ones worked out mostly well. There was just a small chip on the 390, and the other one I have the XR7, so it would be similar to this one. I don't know if I've done the review yet, so I will get on top of that when I find the time. Thank you, fans and friends, for watching. This is Thomas from Toronto, and till the next one.